be Jesus Christ, now and forever. If you like a bit of powerful music for the end of the liturgical year, which is rapidly approaching, you can't do better than Mozart's Requiem. The Dies Irae is the piece that sets the blood racing, just the thing to listen to as we hear the scriptures speak of the end times. We hear, of course, the same scriptures each year as the feast of Christ the King approaches, and the purple and the expectation of Advent is around the corner. Just because each year passes seemingly uninterrupted doesn't mean we should not listen to the words of Christ when questioned by his disciples about the destruction of Jerusalem and the temple, which is symbolic of the end. As humans, we're always concerned to find out when predicted or prophesied events will take place, and the disciples ask the same question. Jesus, as we know, reminds them the end is not soon, even with wars, earthquakes and famines and all kinds of plagues. The other very normal human response to these conditions, from the Black Death to World War II to now, is to imagine this is the moment. But we mustn't fail to hear his words continually. We will not know the day or the hour. The Lord in St. Luke's Gospel says something which we often overlook. Before all this happens, Jesus says, you will be persecuted. Before all this happens. Therefore, logically, we've been awaiting the final confrontation because persecution has been constant throughout the history of the Church. However, and here's the word of the nugget for this week, unlike us, who would naturally fear this persecution, Jesus calls it an opportunity. But an opportunity for what? Betrayal is promised, even by parents, brethren, friends, hatred by all men because of him. But he says, it is your opportunity to bear witness. To whom or what do we bear witness? To him, to his holy name, to the truth of the gospel, to the truth of the faith, to all that the faith has taught us about life, human sexuality, the dignity of every person made in God's image. Ultimately, to bear witness to the truth, who stood before Pontius Pilate, who failed to recognize the truth when the truth, who is a person, stood before him. It is, as we have noted before, the paradox of persecution, that in the moment of extreme danger, pain or hostility, we are called, or given, the opportunity to actually show we are more than Christians in name, but in reality. It is an opportunity, let's be truthful, that we might wish to avoid. A quiet life is, for most of us, what we seek, rather than this opportunity which knocks. Yet, in a word of great comfort and encouragement, the Lord promises, he who cannot lie, that we will be given an eloquence and a wisdom that none of your opponents will be able to resist or contradict. Eloquence, the quality of forceful or persuasive discourse. With that promise from the Master, who can refuse the opportunity? Brethren, rejoice, be perfected, be comforted, be of the same mind, be at peace, and the God of peace and love will be with you.